a funny story about this hike. I actually hiked the whole section last week, and you know, from my YouTube stuff, I lost a lot of videos, so I'm doing it again so that I can tell you guys what's going on. Hi, I'm Wood Glue, and that behind me is Cloudburst Summit. This is mile 398 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and this is a hike that I've been waiting for. It's a big gap between mile 398 and mile 419 at Mill Creek Fire Station. Once this portion is complete, tomorrow I will have completed 193 miles from mile 307.5 to 486. Now, the weather has changed. It was raining here last night. So the first half of this video is what's happening today. When I get to the campsite tonight on this video, that's where it starts with what happened last weekend. So things are a little different. I'm wearing a coat and I won't be later on. Kind of piecing together two different hikes here to make one video for you guys. So this is poodle dog bush, and this stuff grows up in an area after a fire goes through, and its purpose is to reroute the soil and prevent erosion. The problem with it is has these little tiny poisonous spines. And you brush up against it and you'll definitely remember that. It's October now, and this is the best time to hike on the PCT. You know, there's not a lot of people on it, and the weather is a lot better. You know, in the last couple weeks ago, it was 90 degrees, and you know, a month ago it was 100 degrees. Before I started this hike, I stashed some water 8 miles down from here. That way I didn't have to carry it. There is no water on this trail, so I have to carry all the water that I'm going to be using on this hike, and that is per the PCT water report. So it hasn't been updated in a long time. I noticed that a lot of people that hike here don't update it. My update will be on the water report after I complete this hike. Once you cross the summit of Mount Baden-Powell, it's downhill pretty much all the way to Agua Dulce, which is the Ca-Hwy campground at mile 444. And this is what that section's like. You know, there's a lot of pine trees at the beginning of it, but then slowly you walk out of the pine trees. By the time you get down to mile 419, there's hardly any pines at that point. There's a big burned out area between 398 and 419, and you know, it could be pretty warm. There's lots of ants on the ground outside, so I'm in here. They say you shouldn't cook in your tent, but I've never had a problem with it. There's lots of ventilation in this tent. When the wind blows outside, the wind blows in here. Good morning. I'm about a mile out of camp and just down to the bottom of this ridge. That's where camp was, right in the middle of the screen. And kind of a little saddle, so there's a lot of wind blowing through there. What it is this is a ridge in itself, because there's a low spot on either side this way, and then there's a high spot over there, and then behind me another mountain. But there was a lot of wind and it made for a really rough night. I had about 3.5 liters of water, something like that, after I got packed up this morning, so I went ahead and dumped one out. That leaves me with 2 liters to go the next 9 miles, which is definitely doable. Save some weight, 2.2 pounds to be exact. I think we're at mile 411, something like that. And there is some water dripping down off of that rock. Barely. If you needed water, this would be a good place to get it. Just might take a while. A lot of condensation in the tent last night, even with all the wind, but no rain or anything like that. Well, this is Mill Creek Station. Just walked past the fire station, and this is the rest area where I will meet my buddy. All in all, it's been a really good hike. I've enjoyed it a lot, and it's a big accomplishment for me to close off this gap and have a big toe to heel section completed. Last October, Goblin and I started right here in this parking lot, and we headed up the trail, up that hill. Until next time, we'll see you on the trail.